Testing, testing. That's out. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Ooh, let's try it again. Good morning. Even if it's not a good morning, if you say it enough, then please start reading. So I want to thank you all for the way you entered in here and cooperated with us. I really appreciate that. So we have you here today as part of our female symposium. Were you told anything about this? Does anyone know anything about what's happening here? No? So let's talk about why you're here. So right now, all of these wonderful women up here once attended Abraham Lincoln High School. Yes, we did. And including myself, I attended Lincoln. And we all believe in giving back to the youth because we rely on you for our future. So we organized something, this symposium, as a forum for us to have conversation, to engage in dialogue, so that maybe you will find an encouraging word today, a source of inspiration today, someone that you may be able to connect to or link up with, and maybe they can become your mentor, people that we can talk to and see that, you know what, I'm not alone in this journey. So I believe in conversations that occurred earlier, everybody is hoping to, if not touch one, more than one, to inspire you, to encourage you. To let you know that regardless of any mistakes you may have made, any mistakes that you may make in the future does not mean that that's the end. It does not mean that you cannot achieve any goals that you set for yourself. So today we're going to hear a little bit about the speakers and from the speakers. You'll have the opportunity to ask the speakers questions and engage in conversations. So how does that sound to you? Is that cool? You like it? You want to pay attention to us or you want to stay phone? We see everything up here. All right. So I appreciate you. The thing that I ask is that we stay in the moment. So let's stay in the moment. If you can, I know we are addicted to our phones, whether it's looking at the time or seeing if we have a notification. But these women are giving up their time, and you all are giving up your time. So let's make this an even exchange, and let's give back to one another. Can we do that? Okay, no, yes. Nod, blink if you're breathing. Okay, here we go. All right. So I'm going to stop talking, and I am going to hand the mic over to River. So I'm going to hand the mic over to River, who's going to introduce our first guest.
Hi, I'm River, one of the student ambassadors, and it's my pleasure to introduce Sister Deidre Boswell. She's the host of the podcast Symposium. It's a project that projects positive image of women, specifically Black African women. She's the advocate for uplifting the women, and she has created a platform for women to be celebrated for their education, their experiences, their talents. She's also a freelance writer, a motivator, vocalist, and she's also a survivor of sexual abuse. She credits her mentor, which she has helped her a lot of influencers during her lifetime, Mr. Les Brown. She's the founder of A Mother's Love Never Dies on Facebook. In her earlier days, she had a career of editorial assistant, a staff writer, and a production assistant for entertainment. She loves Philly and holds a bachelor's degree in arts of English and a master's education degree. She's also a member of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority. She's not all that, but she's also very passionate about the images of Black women in society and uplifting them and their images all through her podcast, which you should definitely listen to. Thank you.
Sister Latoya Truman.
I'll be introducing Councilwoman Angel Perez. She graduated in 1988. She's an elected politician and entrepreneur. She grew up in Philly, the area. She's a wife and mother, grandmother. She loves traveling, God, and family. And she's excited to see people accomplish their dreams.
Hey y'all. I'm going to be introducing Wanda Lee Johnson. Wanda graduated in 1985, majored in business. She is an assistant vice president and branch manager at FMFCU and is now founder of a nonprofit called She Is Me. She will further explain that later on. She's a single mother and absolutely adores her son. She loves walking, dancing, and being around positive women. Wanda's message is if you vision it, bring it to life, and don't let nobody ever cloud your vision.
Hi everyone, I'm going to be introducing Stephanie Hoffer. She graduated in 1998 and professional role now is an environmental education program specialist. She has been a part of the Environmental Education Division of Philadelphia, which was formerly known as Fairmount Commission, for over 20 years. From a young age, she has loved playing outdoors, and thanks to her elementary school teacher, she knew she wanted to become a scientist. She attended Lincoln's Environmental Technologies Academy, where she was also a tour guide for school groups at the Fox Chase Farm. Despite being discouraged from studying science, she proudly earned her Bachelor of Science in both environmental studies and biology, and has since been a part of the ever-evolving field of environmental studies. She takes pride in choosing the academy best for her and is excited to inspire young female scientists to do the same.
Okay, so the theme of the symposium today is She is Magic. So the ladies are going to share a little bit with you about what makes them magic. But I want you all to listen and think and see what resonates within you, because you are magic also. So, Ms. Boswell, you're going to start. So, Deidre Boswell.
Can you guys hear me?
It's on now. Greetings, everyone. I am elated to be here nearly 30 years later at Abraham Lincoln High School. I cannot tell you the joy that I'm feeling inside. Quite honestly, Lincoln was not always a happy place for me. When I was a student back in, way before you guys were thought of, I don't think I should really tell you. From 1984 to 1987, I was a student here. And it was a different time, it was a different world. And quite frankly, like many of you, I had my own struggles, I had my own concerns and issues growing up in a world that quite frankly was uncertain. You know, I did not know my place in the world. I didn't know my place here at Lincoln. I wasn't the most popular. I didn't have the best grades. I even at one point, I was left back a year. And I had to do some extra work to get back to the place so that I can graduate on time. I had all the resources. I had great teachers. I come from a wonderful family. My parents were professionals, but I chose my own path. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today. You know, in terms of your when we talk about the term magic, magic is categorized as something, that's supernatural or unimaginable, of course, that takes place with unimaginable means. But what I found through the years that there is no magic wand that's going to come and make everything right in your life. There is no special potion. At the end of the day, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you do, you have to find it within yourself to make those things happen. And that's exactly what I had to do. Despite all the things that I had in front of me, I could have blamed several reasons or several things for not being who it is that I wanted to be, or even helping me to understand that. But I had to find that within myself. And what I have found throughout the years is that it is an ongoing process. It doesn't just stop with high school, but what you do here sets the foundation for where you go for the rest of your life. So although my experiences were not always the best, they prepared me. They put me into rooms where other people didn't look like me and I was able to thrive. I had teachers here that saw things in me that I was not aware of myself. My love for, I'm a best-selling author as of 2 weeks ago. So here's my book, Embracing Imperfections. And that came from, I had a teacher here by the name of Miss Hodge. Miss Hodge was my English teacher. Miss Hodge was my English teacher, and she helped to facilitate in me the love of words, how to enunciate your words, the love of just the way the words sound. And then there was another English teacher that I had, Miss Adams, who saw that I loved to read. So she introduced me to authors such as Richard Wright, Langston Hughes, James Baldwin. And when I sat in my first class in college, the first book that I was expected to read was a book by James Baldwin. So I felt prepared because I had already had that experience. So I'm saying all that to say that again, there's no wand, there's no fairy godmother or father, that we have to put in the work. And I just want to leave you with this in terms of looking at your future. Set short-term and long-term goals for yourself. That's the first thing that you need to do. Okay? Set short-term. Once you achieve those goals, start with the very smallest thing. If you're struggling with getting to class every day, make it your goal that you're going to be in class, you're going to get to class on time, that you're going to meet with your teachers, do what it is that you need to do to develop relationships. You'll find that these things will help you also as you move along throughout your life. Relationships are awesome. And once you achieve a goal, then set another goal. Because you're never going to stop learning, you're never going to stop achieving. When you leave high school, it doesn't stop there. The other thing that I want to leave with you is that surround yourself with people that are either like you or going where it is that you want to go. Okay? Don't feel that no one is above you. Don't feel that anyone is greater than you. But try to learn from the people around you. I met some wonderful young ladies this morning who are ambassadors here. And just in that short period of time, I learned so much from them. And I look forward to developing relationships with them as I do with you. So you can either be a turtle or a giraffe. Okay? And a turtle can't eat at a giraffe level. So I'm saying that to say you got to make a choice in where you want to go, but those components are the things that helped me. I decided to surround myself with people that were where I wanted to be. I asked questions, I followed them, I shadowed them, and I developed relationships with them, relationships that have helped to to become a podcast host, to be a writer in New York City, writing for magazines, working with publicists that were connected to some of the biggest entertainers. And all of that came from things and lessons that I learned right here at Lincoln High School. So you are you're in charge of your destiny. You are the captain of your ship, and you can make things happen. You are your own magic and fairy godmother. The magic that you're looking for lives within you. So I encourage you to be the best that you can be, to move forward with diligence, to prepare yourself by writing out what you see your future to be, and then taking the steps to move forward to do that. But I thank you for having me here today. It is such an honor, and please look for me, Sippin' Tea with D on Instagram. You can find me on IG, that's Sippin' without the G. We talk about the upliftment and positivity of women, in particular African American women, because I feel that they've been marginalized in the media, but we only sip on positivity. And again, it's about being the change that you want to see, and the magic is within you. I yield the mic. Thank you.
Sister Deidre, I was wondering, because you had mentioned about how you grew up in an environment that you didn't see a lot of people, like African American people, you didn't see a lot of people that looked like you. How did that affect your life, and how did that help you out in the future? Because I know you could definitely use that to your, advantage.
Did everyone out there hear the question? Okay.
Thank you. That was a great question. Of course, not seeing a lot of images like because school is a safe space. School is where you want to feel safe, where you're supposed to grow. Although I did not always see a lot of positive images in terms of people that were like me, or people that even understood my cultural needs and differences, I also did gain some things. It did not always make me feel good, but later on, it helped me to navigate in spaces where people didn't look like me. I've sat in boardrooms and I've sat in meetings where I was the only person that looked like me. But because I grew up in those spaces, I knew how to navigate. I knew how to talk to people. I knew how to make other people feel comfortable with who I was. And the knowledge of knowing how to build relationships helped me to be successful in those spaces.
Thank you, Sister Deidre. Question to you all. Have you ever been in a situation where you maybe felt uncomfortable, where you were a part of the minority? Yes? You want to speak on that quickly? No? Did you know how to navigate it? How many of you feel like you have the skills, the necessary skills to navigate a situation where you feel uncomfortable? That's excellent. That's great. So, again, we have people up here that can help you with that space. So now I'm going to offer it to one of our other panelists. You want to share why? Let's share why you are magic. Miss Wanda Johnson. Give it up for Miss
Hello, all the beautiful ladies out there. So, first I want to say I am humbled and honored to be here today. I also want to say coming in here is much different than when I was here. That was over 38 years ago. So, yes, I'm old. But it was, first I got a teardrop. Yes, I'm a crybaby, baby. I did get a teardrop just walking up here because it's been a long time since I've been here. My situation is going to be a little different than Deidre's because I actually grew up in funny story. The fact that I grew up in this neighborhood, there wasn't a lot of meat eaters. So what I would do is, now this is a secret, so you can't tell anybody. What I would do is we had charter buses. I don't know if the charter buses still come out here like they did when we were growing up. So after 6 or 7 period, everybody would come to the charter bus. Again, I didn't grow up here, but I ran to the charter bus too. Just because everybody else was running, I ran to, because I wanted to still be with the people that look like me. Because the ones I used to always grow up with didn't look like me. So I tried to find them as much as I could. I didn't get talked about or any of those type of things, but I just wanted to be with my people. So once I ran to the charter bus and everybody got off the charter bus, I would have to sneak back on the bus to come back down this way just to go home. So that's where my passion was. I just love hanging with women, positive women, making a difference with positive women. So to say all of that, when I was here, my major was in business. I took the easy way out. Again, I don't know if y'all had a choice between college prep or regular English. but I took the regular English, which later hindered me because I used to write how I talk. So when it came to English papers, a lot of my papers came back with red circles, meaning I struggled a little with English. But I got it. I went back to school. Yes, I'm crying. I went back to school. I did good. I was an honor reader, but I took the easy way out, with the easier courses. Once I got older, I had to pay for college, and made me realize that y'all have this right now, so y'all can get it now. I just didn't get it then. Like I said, I took the easy way out. I was a business major. I love business. That was my passion. But some of the classes I should have took, harder classes to push me harder. But now, I mean, it is what it is. I'm where I'm at. Like I said, I did graduate from college with honors. Vice president and manager of a credit union. So, like I said, English wasn't my passion, but math is. But my real passion is being with positive women. So that's where I'm at today. I'm the founder and president of a nonprofit organization called She Is Me. Now, She Is Me comes from I had a sister, but me and my sister wasn't the closest. So I love being around women, positive women, making a difference. So She Is Me is a non-profit organization. It's a sisterhood circle that I give women a safe place for them to come tell their stories with no judgment. I just want to say, ladies, you can be whatever you want to be. You just have to be have the right people in your corner. And don't let nobody cloud your judgment. And I'm going to just leave it at that. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to thank you, Sister Wanda. And as you see, reliving certain things can bring back a lot of emotions. So maybe one day one of you will be up here giving back to other students. It's not always hard, it's not always easy to share your story, everybody's story. Just because someone is in a point of success doesn't mean it was easy to get there. Because everybody up here faced some type of trial or tribulation to get where they are. So we're going to switch gears a little bit. We're still going to ask questions. So I have a lot of chattering out there. So does anyone have a question in general they want to ask the panel, or can we keep this flowing? Greg, you have a question? Can you talk loud?
We can't hear you.
Yeah, stand up. Come on there. Not so easy to be a public speaker. Okay, I'll come back later and get your question. So one of our speakers, Councilwoman Pratt, I'll ask you first. What keeps you motivated? So this is Councilwoman Pratt, and she's also a proud business owner for 20 years, right? That's not easy, so let's give it up for that. She's an entrepreneur. And like I said, she's a councilwoman. So what keeps you motivated to keep going? What makes you embrace the grind? I'm still on that from yesterday. Embrace the grind and keeps you going.
So my faith in God is the number one thing that keeps me going. Being able to just open my eyes and see another day and know that there's a possibility of being able to bring about change, to help someone. I'm passionate about just loving people, encouraging them. So just knowing that you can get up and be and do whatever you want. Life has completely changed for a lot of us, and it's important that we take advantage of what's being given to us on a daily basis. And each day can be different, but as long as you're approaching it with a positivity, as the ladies are just saying, how hard things were. So be positive, have faith, and just move strong. Yes, ma'am? So on the days that did everybody hear that? On the days that I'm down, how do you find the motivation?
I actually decided, is it okay for me to go into speaking?
Ms. Green, is it okay for me to go into? Is it okay for me to go into what I was supposed to do? I want to start by answering that with what I was coming to share with you today was called the dilemma. And I'm glad you asked that because my time here at Lincoln High School, I came in from North Philadelphia, the heart of North Philadelphia, where drugs was prevalent, people were dying on the streets. It was really a pretty serious life that I had to push through to get here. And in that time of me being here, when I entered the doors, I entered with baggage. I entered with baggage of low self-esteem. I entered baggage with the spirit of suicide and thinking of each day that I got up of how I would kill myself. I grew up in a home where abuse was prevalent, and knowing that this place was a haven for me. So when I got here, I was able to be around a group of people that I found as they spoke about the positivity here. I was able to be blessed to be around a group of people that encouraged me every day. So even though my thoughts weren't where they needed to be, when I entered this space, I was encouraged to be more than what I thought of myself. And so with that, just just thinking about my life and how things were for me. Each day I would come in and be with friends that would say, come on, be a part of this, be a part of that. I was pretty quiet. So to see me here as a speaker today and knowing in my mind and how I grew up was an introvert. And just not long ago, just sharing at another event where to be an introvert, now you're here asking to speak before people. And some of us were afraid to do that, right? I kept telling you, you gotta tell yourself that no, not gonna be afraid. Fear is the false expectation of appearing real. I feared a lot of things as I was here, but you would have never known that. I'm masking in, playing basketball, running track. My cheerleading coach is sitting here with me right now. So it was amazing to be able to go through this school and receive all of the nuggets that I was able to receive, which pushed me along in life. So So it's important who you surround yourself with. It is very important. When I was here, it was a group called the Get High Crew. And that wasn't what I wanted to do, to get high, because I was growing up in that environment. So I know a lot of you, I've told there's so many different speaking languages that are here that have come from so many different places. I think that is so amazing, it's so awesome. And that you've been given an opportunity to be able to better yourself and to be in an environment where there is no holds bars if you don't get with the right crowd of people. So it's important on who you surround yourself around. It's important because that sets the path for your life. And so like you've heard many of them say already, you know that they didn't do good or our studies wasn't where it was supposed to be. I felt like for me, I was around a bunch of smart people, and I wasn't smart. That's how I felt with the low self-esteem that was attacking me. And so daily, God gave me a reason to live. And approaching the end of my school year, where we were graduating, we graduated a very fun time, and I had decided to go into the military. And it was two other of my friends that we were going into the military together. So one had already left and was in California. One was still here, and I had just finished and aced my test to go into the Navy. And I go for my final exam, and I find out I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. And I'm like, this was, Lincoln for me was a way of escape from a neighborhood and a community that was really bad, and I felt like this was heaven for me. And then I thought, okay, yeah, I couldn't go to college because my mother couldn't afford it, and y'all hear all of the stories, right? Everybody knows the different things that just the struggle. So I felt like, okay, let me go in the military, that'll be my way out. And I was pregnant on my final exam. So I had to tell my friends that I couldn't join them in California. And then what was I going to do? I decided to have the baby, which is my son, who's 33 years old today. My son was what God used to keep me alive. So I walked with the spirit of suicide. My friends didn't even know that. They didn't know every day that I wanted to kill myself. And I'm saying that to you because a lot of you walk around and you mask things. And you need to know that you don't have to mask things. And that you don't have to go through a struggle. As we're standing here before you, I'm sitting here before you today. I didn't kill myself. I didn't do it. I found a reason to live. And that was my son. And I didn't go out and keep having babies either. So my son was that reason that I got up every day and to live life and do what I did. So what I want to share with you because I could go long-winded, y'all. But I want to share with you how life has transpired for me. Through that, being the reason of my son to live every day, because I didn't want to leave him in a world and with people that I thought would do right by him. And then going on in life to accomplish going to school, which I went right down the street, which was Gordon Phillips. I became a cosmetologist and a teacher. And then I also got my license to become a massage therapist. So I do own a spa, and that's in Delaware County. But amongst doing that and having that accomplishment, I joined into a fight of something that I've seen for young children on the street in the summertime when Obama became president. We went into a depression. And I decided that I just wanted to serve them lunch. And the municipality that I lived in didn't like that I decided to do that. And this is an area where children, they're not being given, the benefit of other communities. And so I decided to do that. And they decided they wanted to arrest me for doing that. And that it wasn't right to serve and feed and take care of children in a community. I served over 60 children every day for a summer for years. And if you Google this, it actually became an international story. The lunch lady. I became the lunch lady. And it's an international story. It went all over the world, and people joined forces with me to help me feed children. And I said all that to say, to get to this point of being able to speak before you, I decided a seat became available for the people that were coming against me and telling me what I couldn't do. And I ran for that seat and I won. I always said I'm not a politician. I'm an advocate for the rights of, I'm an advocate, so I fought for what I thought was right. And I encourage you to fight for what's right. And I know I'm taking up your time, but I just want to give you these little quotes that I have. So I wanted to say to you, great leaders don't set out to be great leaders. They set out to make a difference. And in the journey, I want y'all to continue to journey on. Because in that, as my pastor always tells me, in the journey is the answer. And the answer is the journey. All right? I encourage y'all to be your best. I'm sorry for taking up so much of your time.
I'd like to ask a question for Stephanie. I wanted to ask how important it is to be yourself, especially through your years of high school.
That's a good question.
That's a great question. To be yourself during high school. It was really tough for me coming into high school. I was always a very, very quiet child. People would tease me for all sorts of things. And when I got to Lincoln, I was able to get myself around people that, like all these other ladies said, that encouraged them. I became very active in the choir and in theater. Although I loved environmental education and loved being outdoors, I was able to get into the Environmental Technology Academy. I don't know if you guys have that at this point, but that is what shaped my life, was the Environmental Technology Academy. So I was really lucky that was here at Lincoln. I've been working now for over 20 years with Philadelphia Parks and Recreation. I went right from Lincoln into East Stroudsburg University, where I went for environmental education and biology. And a lot of people along my journey discouraged me from going into environmental education. They said that there was absolutely no money in the field. They I had a lot of health issues, and my parents were the number one people that discouraged me. So they discouraged me from doing all the things that I loved. And like so many of the other ladies here today said, the motto for Parks and Recreation is find your path. And I want you guys to just really take away today, pursue your dreams. Don't let anyone tell you can't do something. You know, I had so many struggles with, Lincoln was different in 1998, I'm sure, than all the ladies here that were in the 80s. It was a time when, like you guys are starting to do, you have to go through metal detectors. Midway through in 96, there became a lot of gun violence here at Lincoln High School, and that's when they started bringing in the metal detectors. It was a scary time for all of us, and you know, so it was scary for me to be here at Lincoln at times. I grew up in a quiet neighborhood in Holmesburg, and went to Lincoln High School, and growing up, I was a child that would just go play in the park, which was also something that helped shape my life. I was able to just find solitude in the park, and now today I get a chance to teach children of all ages, from 1 to 100, I like to say, all about nature and finding yourself a safe place to be. And I just hope that coming here today, that you guys take that away. It's just, don't let anybody tell you you can't do something. Do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy. I love my job. I love being able to educate people at the environmental centers, and I was telling the ladies a little earlier, I get a chance to go to all the big fun events in the city of Philadelphia. I just worked the marathon this weekend. Whoever thought that little girl that was scared of being in Lincoln High School would ever be in crowds of 10 to 20,000 people? I just want to thank everybody for letting me be here today. And, please reach out to me. Your experience is here. Take advantage of any, and if you have something that you love, volunteer as much as you possibly can. Get as many experiences as you can. I was a tour guide at Fox Chase Farm while I was here at Lincoln High School. I, years later, never imagined I would be working for Philadelphia Parks and Recreation and would be working again at Fox Chase Farm. So build up that resume as much as you possibly can by volunteering with the things that you love now. You don't have to have a big fancy job. It's what you love. So thank you guys for having me today.
I have a question. If you could go back to doing it yourself, just like 5 minutes maybe, what would you tell your younger self?
Is that to me?
Yeah, if you had a chance to talk to your younger self, what would you say?
Well, I'm actually really glad that's my question, because sitting here looking out in the auditorium, I was imagining my younger self, my 13, 14-year-old self, and I was 14, 13, I had a major attitude problem, rolled my eyes, trying to get smart, and I remember being in Lincoln High School, walking around here, and this was a different school. We had ramps, it was a totally different school. And my mom, we had a dean, her name was Miss Brown, and she called my mom, and my mom came up to this school,
and she got with me, and she told every single teacher here, if LaToya Stroman gives you a problem, you have the authority to address her. You have the authority to chastise her, and she will be dealt with. I know we live in a different time. This is also a time of social media and a whole bunch of other stuff, but my mom did not play that. And I was trying to be with the in crowd. You know, everybody was laughing and all this kind of mess, and I was all caught up in that. But when my mom came up here and the teachers got wind that I had parents, well, my parents were very young when they had me. My parents were 14. And my mom got pregnant at 14, she had me at 15, so I had extremely young parents. But I come from a very, even though we struggled, my family was extremely supportive. So my mom and my dad's mom is here today, my grandma Mimi, she's here, so happy to see her. But it was that, and I was in 9th grade. But I was, you know, in 9th grade, you're trying to find yourself. You're trying to find your community. You're trying to be seen. It's like you're trying to figure things out. And when my mom put that stamp, I then got a bunch of mentors. So before I even talk about me, I want to thank you, Mrs. Green, Assistant Principal Green, for having me, and Jennifer, who submitted my name to be a part of this. But I also want to give a huge shout out to the teachers and the staff. You guys don't understand. Let's give it up. Being young and sitting in these seats, you actually don't really understand your community yet. So hopefully I'm going to say something that inspires you to look at things differently from this point on. Because up to this point, you think that the teachers work for you, and you could come in here acting your kind of way. It's not like that, my love. It's not like that. You have to change your way of being a student. Being a student is so powerful. And I didn't discover this until I became a student at Temple University, and I learned the power that I had as a student. But being 14, sitting in these seats, I realized that my teachers and the professionals that work here and that are in these institutions actually turn out to be your references. Sometimes they follow you in your professional career. I want to give a huge shout out to my teacher when I was sitting your age. My teacher, Miss Christine Broom, is sitting here. Wave your hand. Literally my teacher when I was your age, and I graduated in 94. So that was a long time ago. And I heard somebody say old, but I don't feel old, I feel. So I just wanted to give a shout out because that Miss Christine being here today says a lot about the students that have had her, for her to come here, and that's what I'm trying to say to you all. You might not think your teachers are watching you, your principal, your So you don't understand, that these people they have the authority and they have power to recommend you for things, and that's sort of kind of what I'm going to talk about today. So what would I tell my 14-year-old self who asked that question? Was it River? Yeah. What I would tell my 14-year-old self is, shut up, not even be quiet, shut up. Pay attention, stay focused, and stay the course. Because what's there for you at the end of the road, honey, is such a blessing. And listen, I did act up in 9th grade, and as I told you, my mom came up to the school and she straightened me up. And once she straightened me out, I got mentors that are still my mentors today.
I had my counselor, Ms. Brown, Mr. Kennedy, introduced me to science and math, and honestly, science and math was really my way out. When I was going to Lincoln, we had a program for environmental science. For horticulture, I chose environmental science, and through my environmental science program, literally, I got my first chance ever to go on an international flight. And through my school, through Abraham Lincoln High School, which to this day I still talk about this experience, got my first passport and the first stamp on my passport, international. I went to Russia, we left here, went to New York, went to Helsinki, Finland. From Helsinki, Finland, went to Moscow, Russia, where I lived with nobody who looked like me, okay? And I come from the hood, I'm from Philly, I grew up here, now I live in Los Angeles, but even my Instagram is Toya from Philly, because I like to represent wherever I go. I let people know I'm from the inner city. I'm from a community where nobody's really checking for girls that look like me. So even when I got the invitation to come here, I bought my plane ticket to come here. I bought my hotel to stay here. The reason why I put my money into this, because I felt like this was a great investment. Investing into young girls who need a little bit of encouragement, who need a little push, who need a little inspiration, who need a little bit of motivation. I'm here for you. So I came to sound the alarm. I came to set the record straight that you absolutely are amazing. You just need somebody to tell you that, and you need to hold on to those. There are some teachers that you probably are like, why are they always talking to me? Why are they always getting on my nerves? No, they're getting on your nerves because they see something in you and they don't want you to be a statistic. They don't want you to end up on the streets. I live in Los Angeles, where it is the #1 homeless place in the United States. We have the most amount of homeless people. And when I go and I see them, they're younger than me. They are young people that they just end up on drugs, lack of hope, lack of faith. And I'm coming, even if it's only one person that I can relate to in here, I'm good. It was worth it because I needed somebody to speak to me. So I would say I was very young. I didn't know. I had an attitude because I just had a lot of things going on in my life at the time, and I was a young person. I was trying to figure it out. Somebody saw that in me, and they helped me. That's why I believe in mentors. I have my mentee with me today, Shalea, who is my mentee from Temple University, who I just hired her on a producing job in LA. So mentees and mentors are very important. It is super important to get a mentor and tell that mentor, I'm having a bad day. I need your help. I'm trying to get through to the other side. I need your help. I'm an executive producer now, but my road to becoming an executive producer has been a long road, but it can be done. I also have an organization that started here in Philly for 10 years, Girl Talk Philly. It's now Girl Talk Global. We went global in 2019. But my organization is literally to help young girls be exposed to things outside of their community. I take the girls with the attitudes, the ones who had attitudes like me, yes, and help them see outside of that attitude. Because the person that you're giving the most attitude to, honestly, will be the person that helps you get to the next level. And sometimes some of them people, that's why I said I'm thankful for all the teachers and the staff here, because you probably don't know what it takes to come to this school every day. Just like I didn't know what it took for my mom as a struggling single mom, what it took for her to take care of me, just so that I can fit. I was trying to fit in. So she would do certain things to just help navigate that. So I know I don't have a lot of time. It's a bunch of speakers. I have a bunch of things written down here, but when they sent me the thing for today about magic, I wrote magic, motivation. Okay, you need magic. It doesn't just happen. I don't believe that anything just happens. I don't believe that anything just happens. I believe that things are ordained and things are strategically set by God for them to happen. But with magic, when I broke that down, M for motivation.
A for going above and beyond. Don't be average. Go above and beyond. Meet your teachers when you come to school, meet your teachers. Stay after class. Learn a little bit more about the topic. Volunteer. Go to things. These ambassadors, meeting these ambassadors, some of them, I commend them. Some of them were scared to speak in front of you, but they did that. They conquered that fear. So they went above and beyond. Go get it. Don't sit down and wait for anything. Oh, I'm waiting for a recommendation. Oh, I'm waiting for Miss So-and-so. I'm waiting for Mr. So-and-so. Don't. You want to go to Temple University? Go down to Temple. You want to go to University of Penn? Go to University of Penn. Call them. You want to go to a school in California? Call the school. Go get it. Don't wait for anything. People are not going to spoon feed you anything. You got to go get it. So you got to motivate yourself to go get it. And get away from anybody that's not going anywhere. If they the class clown, tell them to sign up for drama. Because I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be with the class clowns. I'm going someplace. I can do anything I put my mind to. That's the I am magic. You got to know that for yourself. And see, calculate your thoughts. Think about what you want to do before you do it. Somebody asking you to do something, say, wait a minute, I need to think about that. Even in this assembly, I remember assemblies. That's when we get together with our girlfriends, the boy I like, and all of that. No, leave all of that alone. Pay attention. I'm looking for the people who sat up front. I'm looking out here seeing who's awake and who's asleep. I'm scanning the audience to see who I want to pick for the next Girl Talk Global London trip we're going to next year. Who I want to pick for the next Girl Talk Global trip that we take to Paris every year. Like, I'm out here, I'm scanning to see who will be the one to say thank you to these speakers that spoke up here. It takes a lot to give back to a community, but when you find people who are giving their time and they're giving back, stay close to them. Listen to them because they have a lot to say. If you want to follow me, I'll give you all of my information after here. I love being a mentor. I have two sisters. I'm one of three. So I grew up around sisterhood, motivation, love, and encouragement, and I'm honored to be at my high school. I haven't been back to Lincoln since I graduated, so thank you for having me.
Okay, I want to thank all the speakers that came out today and decided to, I know you
Whoa, ladies, give us one more. Let's be respectful. We're getting ready to wrap it up. So one, let's thank all of our guests for coming here today. Hopefully, I appreciate those of you who engaged, who asked questions, who was in the moment. We appreciate you. So real quickly, we want to present our guests. Hold up. We want to present our guests with a gift to show our appreciation for them coming. So ladies, if you want to follow up with any of